Hey everybody, Real Estate Ninja here. I hope you're doing well. I want to talk about some disturbing price drops that I'm seeing in the market right now because I'm constantly looking for houses. I'm looking to pick up a second house as the market tanks. And I mean, I'm already seeing between 30 and 50% price drops in certain homes in a luxury area near where I live, and I want to buy a place, right? Well, I'm also helping somebody, Dylan, my friend Dylan, buy his first house. And as we are going through the motions, and I'm having one of the tax lien coach Matt from the tax lien course. As a matter of fact, pre Black Friday sale for both of those courses down below. I can talk about that later, but that link's down below. Me and Matt keep showing him things about certain things to look out for in buying a house and how to price these things. And we were in New Orleans at a mastermind with a bunch of business owners and real estate investors. And me and another real estate investor owns like 60 or owns 60 places. I don't know how many he owns right now. We're going back and forth as friends about how Dylan should put this offer in. And ultimately, Dylan got 10% taken off of his house instantly. He saved hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. It was just awesome, right? No, it wasn't hundreds of thousands of dollars. She's was tens of thousands of dollars. All right. Anyway, sorry, it's early. Let's have some coffee. And so these are the disturbing patterns I'm seeing. First disturbing pattern I'm seeing is a lot of people rushed into real estate during COVID when they did the big migration, right? They moved from big cities into these suburban areas and they bought homes, right? Well, depending on when they bought, if it was like day one, hey, cough, cough, sneeze, sneeze, everybody's gonna, we gotta, do something. The market was actually in a little mini depression. Most people don't know that, right? So during 2016 to 2019, homes were actually depressed in price. They actually came down nationally a little bit, and the banks were in trouble, right? That's why we ended up having a little situation later. And so those were good. People were in the money because we obviously all of us know about that massive spike in prices. In the subsequent years after the sneeze, sneeze, cough, cough. And so what I'm seeing right now is the people that got in late are completely screwed. They're already underwater. I'm seeing multiple listings go up right now for right at, so they're already under because of real estate agent fee costs, or they're definitely under just trying to liquidate the home, right? Days on market are extending. So what's happening is there are people that they can't take a lower offer. They paid too much for their house. They're screwed. I saw a house yesterday go for or they've listed it and taken it off the market. I'm not joking. Four times a year since 2023. Okay, they bought it in 2019. All right, they've taken it off every year 4 times, put it on, taken it off. They just can't sell it, and each time they sort of lowered a little bit. Well, they did the dumbest thing they ever could have done, because they got to deal with a ninja. But they decided to put a new kitchen in a month and a half ago. Kitchen's gorgeous. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I swear the oven's got a ground effects kit on it. Might as well be like a 1996 Honda Civic at a car show with mirrors underneath it, but whatever. It looks cool. They spent like $200,000 on the kitchen. You already couldn't sell the house, dorks, for 3 years. Sorry, I gotta be a little blunt. All right, type 1 if you think this is a dork move. You can't sell your house for like 3 years, right? So the only thing that's going to sell the house is lowering the price. But sellers are sometimes really dumb and a little rich because they've got another house down the street in this luxury area, and they've got other houses in Montana and all that stuff. So they decide to put 200 grand in. Now they're really screwed. Now, and I make them an offer, and they're like, we'd be underwater. I'm like, yeah, I'm making you the same offer, cash, that you couldn't sell it for in June. Well, we put in a new kitchen since June. I like the kitchen, but I don't care. I will give you your asking price in June. Like, we raised it 200 grand. I'm not going to pay the 200 grand. And you're going to end up giving it to me. It's just a matter of time because you're going to figure out you can't sell it. And most people haven't figured that out. So these are some disturbing sort of trends, right? Well, with Dylan's place, we were able to negotiate down, I think, a 10 or maybe more percent because they just can't sell it. And in that situation, and what's great is you can go to Zillow and you can go look at the purchase history and you can see how much they're into it. And if you go walk through it, you can see if they've done remodel or they haven't. You could check also on like realtor.com and see the what's it called? The permit history. And that's always a good one. Like, I don't see any permits on this thing. They're like, oh, we put all this money into it. I'm like, it's not permitted. I do stuff unpermitted all the time. Hey, type 10 if you agree that it's stupid that you should be able to have to get a permit for a piece of drywall. But then again, I've seen some pretty bad work. But I've been in construction for most of my life, so I'm like, I can tell if something's done right, right? Most people can't. I get that. I'm gonna have to put that in a course one of these days. But my point being is that these are things where sellers you could figure out based on how long they've been in the market that in that house, what they paid for it, how much profit they stand to make. There's a couple of houses today that I'm going to look for, and I'll probably be putting an offer in about 20% under market. And these, and I believe we're going to see even a greater crash in real estate. But the reason I'm buying specific properties is to build my business, right? For office space, studio space. One house is just for mental space, quiet. It's almost going to be like a stupidity Faraday cage. So I can't let stupidity in. And I just go there, turn off my cell phone, and think and write. That has a dollar value for me. And I think it's really important that people start thinking like that. One of the biggest things you could do right now is I'm seeing a lot of contingent offers because people do want to move up still. Everyone's going to always want to move up. All humans want to make something better, right? They want their life to be better than it is today. Why not? There's nothing wrong with that. But it's contingent on the sale of their house. One thing I think is the most important thing we could do is build our credit right now. That is by far the biggest thing. Second is build cash flow. That's why I did the tax lien course. Links down below to that if you guys want it. Build cash flow with that by investing money in buying people's tax liens, and then when they pay you back with stupid amounts of interest. I think that's going to be the theme of this next like 6 months as things are crumbling in January because that's sort of a new year and a new news cycle. The stories about real estate, going too long, people having to capitulate. Now the president's coming out with a 50-year mortgage to try and goose the markets. And when that happens, if that's a big if, and when that happens, we're all going to be forced to buy homes because we know what's coming 6 months to a year later, and that's all the plebs and the fools will rush in and bid things up, and then we're going to sell those homes to them. So we're going to buy like the cheapest single family homes around the nation and finance them, and then boom, go crush it and sell it to people with 50-year mortgages. It's going to be freaking awesome. As a matter of fact, I'm going to sell one of my homes here probably this next spring, and I'm probably going to carry the note on it because I use my investment money to pay cash for it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry the note on it, and I'll give a 30, 40, or 50-year option. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to price my mortgage at a percent under the market so that people will never want to refi my mortgage. And if they do, I'm going to have a clause in there that they bring me 3 quotes of what's it called? If rates go down, and I'll refinance it for free, because why not? Why wouldn't I be just a really good bank to somebody that wants to buy a house and needs a mortgage? Because I needed a mortgage for all of my life until I was able to buy up enough real estate, enough crypto, enough gold and silver where I could sell it, take profits and pay cash, right? That's the goal for all of us. But I would want to do that to somebody. I would want to be better than a bank. I'd want to just be a blessing to somebody, because I know what it's like to have a wife and want to have children and all the difficulties that come along with that. And I want to make it easier for people. And so that's, again, I'm going to just sell my book. That's why we wrote that course on tax liens. And people ask me all the time, like, what would you do if everything fell apart? And I'm not joking. I always say I would start diving into tax liens and just as much as I can, because that's the easiest way to make cash flow. That's guaranteed by the government, not by me, but by the government. Because they say, hey, you're the first to get paid back if that thing goes to auction. And we already know when it's going to go to auction, when the timeline's down on the tax lien. All right. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you enjoyed this. There's a lot of interesting price movements coming. And it's going to be more and more in the news. Oh, man. Excuse me. Why do I always do that? I'm on the real estate channel. I'm the real estate ninja, not the economic ninja. I don't even know who the economic ninja is. It's sort of, he's got cool hair. Whatever. The real estate ninja is out. See you, everyone.